Hello, my beautiful Leos. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Today, we are going to be doing a reading that's going to cover about 6 weeks. So mid to end of October will be one, and I'll use certain decks for that. And then we're going to do the entire month of November in the second part of the reading. When I get done with the reading, I will face the camera down to the cards and we will recap. So I just want to let you know that this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, please give it a like, a thumbs up, a share, a comment. Would love to know where you're watching from and how this resonates with you. Because I'm doing 6 weeks, you may want to come back, mid-November and watch this again. But I'm doing it because I am going to be taking a class that will hopefully enhance the things that I bring to all of you. And I wanted to get readings out there so you'd have something until I can come back. I want to take the pressure off myself to get on here every day and make videos so that I can really immerse myself in the class that I'm going to take. Okay, without further ado, my beautiful Leos. October 21st is a new beaver moon in Libra. So a few days before and a few days after, you might be feeling really imbalanced. Everything is equal. Everything is great. So October, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, you're probably going to be feeling really good because that Libra balancing energy is coming in. November 5th is the full beaver moon in Taurus. This brings a very different energy. Taurus is the bull, after all, and earth sign. So you may be feeling grounded at home. You may be feeling like you want to spend more time at home. And those energies will be around the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th of November. So you could also feel like a sort of my way is the highway attitude about something during that time. And then on November 20th comes the new cold moon in Scorpio, bringing in the dark, the mysterious. You may not feel like sharing too much during this time. So November 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 is that cold moon in Scorpio coming in. So just keep those moons in mind because moons really have an effect on our emotions, right? The moon does. I didn't mean to say moons like there's more than one. Okay, so for the October portion, I am using the Halloween Oracle. I can use that in the month of October. That's really the only month that I use this deck. And the card that you have is Ancestors. I think one other sign got this card. Ancestors. Oh my gosh, Lisa, hold it up. The love and legacy of our DNA. Know that you are ready and able to action your birthright of power, Leos. You have the support of those who came before you. There may be challenges or struggles, but you have everything you need to overcome them. You will prevail. So this card is all about what's in your bloodline, what's in your blood, right? Your ancestors, those that are in spirit that are helping guide you along. And I just love the card, how it has the DNA that looks like flowers and greenery there going right up from the ground all the way up that tree trunk. And we need to remember that we are not just this person, we are all that came before us, right? Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great aunts and uncles, all of those, our soul families, some that have already crossed over that are waiting for the soul group to get all there together. I don't know why Spirit wanted me to say that, but apparently there's a reason. All right, and then from the Tea Leaf Oracle, the first card out is Pig. Beware of greed. Beware of greed. This could be you or someone around you. You may feel like someone around you is getting greedy, or the company you work for, or, it could be anything, right? Maybe you're feeling a little bit greedy. I don't know. Remember, this is the mid to end of October. And then chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Now, this does not necessarily mean that somebody is going to die and leave the earth plane. It could for some of you. Maybe you already know that. Maybe there's somebody in your family that you know is not long for this physical plane, but that doesn't mean they're gone forever. It could also mean a friend. It could mean a friend, a lover, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, even a wife or husband. I am not one that judges relationship breakups or divorce. Sometimes that's necessary because our souls are growing in different ways. I've known many people who stayed married for the kids or for the comfort, oh God, I can't think of the word. Just because they're comfortable in that situation. So even though they know that they're not happy, they stay. This is not good for our souls, right? And the kids can feel whatever it is that's going on. So, but it could also just be a job, right? Maybe a boss leaves and you get a promotion. Every one of these cards has many meanings, right? So that's why I always say this is a collective reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. For every person looking at this, it could mean a relationship, it could mean a job, it could mean a boss, it could mean anything, right? Could mean somebody's moving away. There's so many ways and you have to discern that as you're watching. Pin, new job or career. I think you're the third sign to get this, either in October or November. So new job or career could mean, that a new job doesn't necessarily mean a new company. It could mean a different position within the company. It could mean you're opening your own business or expanding your own business. Many, many ways that we can also interpret that card, okay? So just keep that in mind, Leos. All right, let's see what the tarot has to expand on ancestors, remembering that you have many that went before you that paved the way. There's like a feathery thing floating right in front of me. I don't know why. Maybe that's somebody from heaven coming in to say hello. Being aware of greed and that someone is leaving your life, new job or career path. Oh, King of Wands, that's you. That is you, Leo. King of Wands is you. Okay, this is interesting. First card out represents you with that fiery, passionate fire sign king, masculine energy, King of Wands there. So, and then you have Three of Wands. Threes are creation and collaboration. That Three of Wands is a choice card. So there could be some sort of choice that you have when it comes to your career or your business or how you earn your living, right? And then let's see, Nine of Pentacles. You have created wealth and beauty around you. That may be getting, Wheel of Fortune. That is Sagittarius energy is the Wheel of Fortune, but it's also the wheel is turning. Now you want to keep in mind the greed thing, right? Ooh, Knight of Cups. Wow, there's a lot of different messages here for the end of October. Wow. Knight of Cups is romance, and then the Chariot, which is representative of Cancer, but also a victory of some sort. Okay. King of Wands. As I said, this is you. Action, passion, fiery energy, ready to do something different. This could definitely have to do with your job situation, how you earn your living. More fire energy, more passion energy with that Three of Wands, right? But you see, my guides have always given it to me that this card is another choice card. Typically, choice cards are twos, but this guy is ready for something different. And he's standing on shore looking at the ship. So he's trying to decide what he wants to do. Stay in what he has or move into something different. Nine of Pentacles. Earth energy, abundance energy. She has created a lot in her life. The greenery, the pentacles, the falcon, the flowers, the golden gazebo. So nines are accomplishment, right? Nines are accomplishment. You have accomplished a lot. Possibly you've accomplished a lot in the job that you're in or the business that you're in, and you want to either expand it or go in a little bit of a different direction. That's kind of what I'm hearing is you may want, what I'm hearing, branch out. You may want to branch out with something different, or you're going to be asked to do something is going to change about your job. I'm feeling that really strongly. Wheel of Fortune, this is a 10, completing a cycle, beginning of a brand new cycle. It's also Sagittarius energy. So if you have Sagittarius prominently in your birth chart or a prominent Sagittarius in your life, then this is moving forward. This is a very good card. Now, I don't always say it that way because sometimes it's not exactly that. But in this reading, I really do feel like the wheel is turning forward and there's going to be big changes as far as your job, your career, or your business. Knight of Cups. This is literally the night of romance. Cups are love. Cups are water signs. And you see this knight he doesn't have a sword or a shield or a lance. He has a cup, right? And he's in water and his horse is chomping at the bit to get going. So, and everything in there is beautiful. So that's a card of romance. So if you are already in a relationship, do something different. Surprise him or surprise her with you taking the lead on doing something. Make a plan to take her or him somewhere. Just bring a little bit of spark and excitement in. If you're not in a relationship, maybe you have met someone and you're thinking maybe this could work, or you've gone on a date or two with somebody and you want to take it further. That Knight of Cups is a symbol, a sign, letting you know, excuse me, that yes, proceed and feel it out. Then you have this beautiful Chariot card. Chariot is a 7. That's reflection. Looking back on what you've done. Like that 9 of Pentacles. What you've created, what you've done, how far you've come. Not where you haven't gone, but where you've been. This is a victory card. But you see she's sitting there in the chariot with no reins. And also the chariot is being pulled by 2 sphinxes. There is a choice, right? The sphinxes are also different. Sphinxes are stable. They don't do anything. They don't go anywhere. So she would have to move ahead using her intuition, using her mind, right? Not the reins, not sphinxes, right? So Cancer energy, loving, nurturing energy. And that's coming right after that Knight of Cups. So maybe towards the end of October, you're going to feel like, okay, I've done what I need to do so far in your relationship or work, either one. And now maybe I need to go in a different direction, relationship or work, either one, right? Okay, so that was a lot of messages in there, as I said. Your animal oracle is 41, which is a 5, which is change. This is penguin. Embrace challenges with calmness and grace. Embrace challenges with calmness and grace. So whatever challenges come your way, remember to call on your ancestors, right? Remember to make good choices by tuning into your intuition. Okay, let me pause and I will move on to November and then we'll look at everything. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so here we go with November. So for November, I'm using the tea leaf oracles, the animal oracle, and the Red Dragon Pendragon deck. All right, so tea leaf. The first card out is clouds, temporary problems. Okay, so November might bring in some temporary problems. What is that? Who knows? Could be money, could be love, family. It could be your car breaks down, but it's temporary, right? You see the sun behind the clouds, so that is temporary. Next, you have torch. Spiritual, oh, come on, camera, focus. Focus. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why the camera does this sometimes. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So sometimes challenges or problems can bring us to a point where we suddenly see the light, so to speak. And that's funny, Spirit gave me those words because the card had clouds with the sun behind it. So the torch is spiritual development and enlightenment, awareness. And then moving into basket. Recognition and reward for merit. So when you get enlightened, that looks like Thanksgiving, doesn't it? What is on this card? It's like a basket of food. So maybe somewhere around Thanksgiving time, you're going to be recognized for something that you do, either by your family or at work. I cannot get this camera to behave. Recognition, reward for merit. And I think that's around Thanksgiving time because this is your November part of your reading, and that's showing a basket full of food. So we will see. And then the next one you have is nest. An emotionally secure, loving family. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Yeah, all of us, that's important to all of us to have emotional security and to have a loving family around us. It could be a family of 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, right? So it's really important to you, Leos, especially maybe in November, maybe around Thanksgiving. You're just going to have this realization that you have emotional support of your family members, however big or small your family is. Okay. And then using the Pendragon Red Dragon deck, as I was shuffling, when I shuffle the cards before the reading, I'm focusing on your sign, Leos. And as I stopped, they said, take the card that's on the bottom. Excuse me. Knight of Swords. This is truth. He is charging forward with his thoughts and his words and his communication, but he is going to communicate in truth. So in November, there's going to be something that you are going to have to be really, maybe even brutally, I'm hearing brutally honest. You're going to have to be brutally honest either with yourself, with a family member, with a boss. There's going to be, in November, there's going to be something that you're going to say, you know what, I'm just going to have to tell it like it is. It could be, I'm hearing a customer. So I don't know if some of you work in some sort of customer service industry, Leos, but there's going to be something that you've got to be brutally honest about, and it can't be helped. Then you have the Three of Pentacles. That's creation and collaboration with how you earn your living, creating with another, working with another towards a specific goal, maybe creating something in, it could be music, art, obviously carpentry, because I happen to know a Leo that's a carpenter. But there's going to be somebody that you're going to be working closely with. Okay, hang on. 3 cards came out. Yes, they want them. Okay. 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, Judgment. Okay, this communication and honesty is going to be really important in November. And I think it may have to do with something to do with your work, your workplace, how you earn your living, your business. I don't know. It's something. There are going to be conversations. The 5 of Swords is basically not letting something get into a full-blown argument, Leos. And I know that sometimes you have a tendency to, sometimes you just come out with something before you think about your words. So before it becomes a full-blown argument, you're going to need to walk away, okay? 5s are change. You're going to have to change something about your communication. I feel like you got that before. I feel like you got something to do with changing maybe it was on a TikTok Leo video. I feel very strongly, and I don't remember these usually after. All right, hang on. Let me shove. The last card is just really taking its time to come out. November, communication is going to be super important. I'm really feeling that. Having to say something very honestly and truthfully to someone. And then that 5 of Swords, not letting something become a full-blown argument. You may want to, like I said, come back and watch this in the beginning of November so that you can remember the messages that Spirit gave you. Wow, what is going on here? I don't know. The last card, they're being really picky about the last card for this. Okay, what is it? I can't rush it. This is how I've always done it. I don't just pick cards or The cards, Spirit makes the cards come out of the deck that they want. And this last one is, okay, there it is. And they gave you two. Let me make sure. I felt like something flipped over. Nope. Okay. All right. So, more swords. Okay. Those two together. That I just want to get them in order. Okay. So the first card out we talked about already. Knight of Swords, being brutally honest about something. Three of Pentacles. This has to do with work. This has to do with working with someone else to get to a goal or to get a project done. So there's going to be collaboration with someone to do something to do with a project. Five of Swords we talked about. You see how she's picking up a couple swords? She's got like three swords. There's two on the ground, but she's walking away. She's like, okay, I've had enough of this. Followed by the Seven of Swords. This is literally Fox in the hen house. This is when seven's a reflection. Think back about any conversations, written or spoken, or even maybe some thoughts that you've had where someone really doesn't have your best interest at heart. You may find out either someone you're working with, because I really feel like this has a lot to do with work. For some reason, someone may have said something. It could be a customer, it could be a coworker, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that I trusted them and they did this or said this. Yeah, it's Knight of Swords, Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Judgment. This is a 20, which is a 2, which is choice. It can be choice and balance. Someone is going to ask you to wake up and do something. You see this person up here, it's like, Gabriel blowing the horn. In this deck, it's a little different because this is like a Welsh deck, a historical Welsh story deck. But this person down here, which is you, is asleep and somebody is calling to you. Come on, come on. I need you. I need you to do this. This could be a boss, a coworker, a customer. It could be a family. I really don't feel that. I feel like this has to do with work. Somebody could be asking you to come back and do something different. Like maybe at work you worked on a job or you did something and somebody's saying you have to redo this. I'm feeling kind of like that. I don't know. So the last two cards came out together. More swords, Ten of Swords, right? Ten of Swords, tens are completion of a cycle, and they pair down to a 1, which is the beginning of a brand new cycle. Whoops, sorry, wrong card. And this is feeling exhausted about conversations. So with the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Swords, I feel like in November you get exhausted about talking about the same thing over and over again, or this having to redo something. I can't, Spirit isn't giving me anything more. Sorry, I'm trying to tune in. Ten of Swords can be a backstabby kind of feeling, and we had that with the Seven of Swords. So I don't know if somebody at work is going to betray you or say something about it's almost like somebody goes to the boss and says, well, you won't believe what happened, but he said this or she said this or did that or blah blah blah, and then you kind of get called in and the boss is like, did this happen? Did you say this to a customer, or did you do this, or blah blah blah? And then you have to have a conversation about that. And the last card out is the Two of Wands. This is definitely a choice. So this person, she's holding like a crystal ball and she's saying, what should I do? What should I do? Wow. Okay. I'm going to just see if there's any clarifiers, Leo. So she's saying, what should I do? How should I handle this? What should I do? So about this work thing, where somebody is, and if you own your own business, it could be a customer. If you work for someone else, then, it could be a boss or a coworker that maybe they're jealous or they don't like how you handled something. More wands. Okay, so when we are clarifying the Two of Wands, we get the Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh. We get the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. Oh my God. This is a mini deck. Knight of Wands is... Knight of Wands is moving forward with a lot of action and passion. You know what you need to do. You know where you want to go. Look at the horse. The horse is even like, hey, let me out of here. Let me go. Let go of the reins. Let me do this. And then the Page of Wands, though, is not, he wants to do something, but he's not completely sure that he knows exactly how to do it. So these are two very different energies. And we're clarifying the Two of Wands. So she's trying to make a choice. The Knight part of you is like, let's get going. Let's do this. Let's do this. The Page part of you is like, well, I'm not quite sure. Sorry, the Page is like, well, I want to do it, but I'm not quite sure how to do it. So Leos, in November, be very aware of what's going on around you at work or in your business with customers and coworkers, okay? We don't want this to blow up in your face, so to speak. And then the animal oracle, the first one is the snake. That's a 14, that's 5. Change. Shed, renew, and heal. Shed, renew, and heal, Leo. So possibly once this situation kind of you get through it, you need to let it go, shed it. Don't keep going to work or going to that customer's house or what have you and thinking about what happened, because if you never let it go, you're not going to be able to move on. And then 15 is frog. Embrace emotions and find emotional balance. So that's progression, 14 and 15, right? So you need to first shed whatever it was that happened so that you can move on, and you need to find emotional balance. All right, I'm gonna, just because I feel like this was really packed with a lot of information, I want to go to the Magical Times Oracle card, or I'm being shown that or given that urge that I need to go to the Magical Times Oracle and get you a card from there. Wow, this is really getting long, but yeah, so in a minute I'm going to put the camera down and we'll quickly recap everything. But yeah, November, yeah, lots of communication, honesty, truth, brutal honesty type things going on in November. And remember, it said something about a new job or career opportunity. So, all right, so the Magical Times gave you humor. Laugh at yourself, lighten your heart, let nothing steal your happiness. Really, really important, right? When we get into those situations that are tough, we don't want to let it steal our happiness. All right, let me pause and face the camera down and we'll go over this. Okay, Leos, wow. This was quite an informational reading. So from here up is October. We started out with that ancestor card for mid to end of October, remembering that you are not just you, but you are all the ancestors who came before you, right? All the energy and knowledge and wisdom that you can tune into. Then we had Pig, beware of greed. Beware of greed either on your part or somebody around you is being greedy or giving you the feeling that they're being greedy. Maybe they want too much from you. Empty chair. Someone is leaving your life. As we said, this could be friend, family, boss, coworker, but somebody leaves and you can feel it. It makes an impact on you. Then you have Pin, new job or career, which could link into what happens in November. King of Wands is you, Leo. That's action, passion, fire signs, wanting to move on and get something done. Three of Wands is that choice card. You're standing there and you're looking at what your choices are. Should I stay where I am? Should I move on to this other thing? And that could have to do with a new job offer or something changing in your business. Then you have the Nine of Pentacles. You have worked really hard to create your savings, your 401k, all that you have amassed, your home, all of that. Nines are accomplishment. So looking at all the things that you have been able to do and feeling really good about it. The Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, right? Turning forward, going forward. Also Sagittarius energy. So you have your own Leo energy plus Sagittarius energy. That Knight of Cups is the romance, love, kind of nurturing, starry-eyed person. Moving on to the Chariot, which is Cancer, which is a water sign. That's kind of linked in here. And the Chariot is also a choice of how you move forward. So you have a victory, all of this victory, everything that you've created, and then you need to make a decision about how you need to move forward, but you need to use your intuition. And then you had 41, which is Penguin. And that message was embrace challenges with calmness and grace. Leo, that's not, calmness and grace isn't necessarily one of your traits. I also want to point out that the mirror of Penguin, the number 41 here and the number 14 here with the snake, when we move into November, you have those two kind of mirroring. They're both fives, which are change. All right, so then we moved on to November, where you had clouds, temporary problems coming up in the beginning of November, torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. This links in with those swords cards of communication, right? You're going to understand something much better sometime in November about a situation. Basket, recognition and reward for merit. You are going to be rewarded somehow, some way, sometime around Thanksgiving. Nest, emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Then we moved on to that Knight of Swords, which I said is brutal truth happening. Three of Pentacles, this has to do with work and its creation and collaboration. Then you had the Five of Swords followed by the Seven of Swords. All this communication, this honesty, this brutal honesty. Five of Swords is reminding you that you need to walk away before something completely blows up. The Seven of Swords, sevens are reflection, fives are change. You have 3 5s at least in your reading, maybe even more. But the Seven of Swords is also telling you that somebody around you doesn't have your best interest at heart. I'm feeling a little bit of jealousy. Somebody is like, why does he get to do that and I don't? Why does he have this and I don't? Why does everybody respect him and they don't respect me? That type of a feeling. Moving on to Judgment, which is a 20, which is 2, which is choice, right? You're going to be asked to do something and you're going to have to decide if it's right for you. Is that really what you want to do? And then the last ones were the Ten of Swords, more swords, communications, thoughts, issues. The Ten of Swords is completing a cycle and starting a brand new cycle, something to do with conversations and words. So remember, Knight of Swords, Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords. November, big communication. And the last card they gave you, which was a bonus card, is the Two of Wands. You're going to have a big choice to make with that Two of Wands card. Forgot you couldn't see. The camera's not seeing. When we clarified the Two of Wands, we got the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. When you have this choice to make and this decision, a part of you is going to feel like you just want to barrel ahead. And a part of you is going to feel like you're not really sure about what to do or how to do it. So yeah, November sounds kind of complicated. And then you had the snake, right? Shed, renew, and heal. So after that situation happens, you're, like I said, your spirit said, not me, Lisa, but spirit talking through me, you're going to have to let something go in order to move on and not hold grudges, which could be a hard thing. And then you had Frog, embrace emotions and find the emotional balance you need. You need to find the emotional balance so that you can move on. And the humor card, laugh at yourself, lighten your heart, let nothing steal your joy. Very important here, Leos, right? When you're going through tough times, you need to also find those times of happiness, right? Wowzers, this was really packed with a lot of messages. I hope that this has helped you in some way. I would love to know in the comments how this resonated with you, because it's a very, there are different messages from October going into November. And November is really assertive, kind of forceful message about communication. Okay, Leos, until next time. Whoa. Where is it? Peace and kindness every single day. Thank you for watching.